Hey everybody! So I'm gonna do another crystal journey so we can learn about this bad boy. This is a selenite wand. Can't really explain what inspired me to get this thing. It was another one of those scenarios where you walk into the crystal store and you're just checking out what's there, and for some reason you're just inspired to get this. It's like, what am I going to do? Cast a spell with you? I don't know yet. But I will tell you, this thing has been really, it really has had a very profound vibration for quite some time. It's kind of slowed itself, sort of slowed down a little bit. So I'm going to check out what it's like on the inside, what its personality is like, and then we can, see what this is all about. So I actually got this because my son has problems with nightmares, and I was quite inspired to. I've got him all kinds of crystals around his bed, and then we talk about Archangel Michael and stuff like that. And I don't know why, but when I was in the crystal store, I was inspired to get this to help him with his nightmares, which he's been making really good progress with that. So this is an interesting topic, kids with nightmares. Maybe I'll have to do something maybe I'll have to explore that. Anyway, we'll just see what this guy's like, okay? So I'm just looking at it, I'm feeling it, and then holding it in my hand, and then I'm just learning about it. It actually shows me it has sort of an angelic vibration to it. Even what looks like an angel looking in a mirror back at me, an angel on the inside of it. So I'm actually gonna just hold it in my hands, and then I'm going to just do my journey work here in the corner and go see what it's like in there. So I'm opening the door. I'm actually a child opening a door, and I'm seeing an angel just sort of suspended in the air of my room. And so I'm just going to her, and she's even like a child as well. She's even got a wand. She's kind of a fairy. She keeps getting younger and younger as I approach her. I mean, she looked like an adult, sort of like an adult angel, like in the 30s or something. Age-wise, it didn't look like an angel that was 80 years old. I've never seen an old-looking angel. They always look really perfect, healthy. I've seen unusual angels with like bird feathers that look like more like a bird. I'm just kind of distracted here. I'm just gonna go in and see what happens here. I just want to watch this scene play out. We're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We're even going through a little hole in the wall, which is like where a mouse would go and live. There's something really interesting about this, really cartoonish, because I'm literally going into a house in the inside of a mouse hole in the wall, and there's like chairs and a table, and it's really like a childlike story in here. Then she says, "Do you feel safe?" And I say, "I feel there's something really cute about all this, and I like it. I want to live here." But I can't get that small in real life. I have to make like a big size. I'll have to make a giant house, and then in the giant house I'll make like a small doorway that's my size, so I can feel like a mouse inside a giant's house. That would be really cool. I think Disney needs to put together something like this. So there's something about the imagination going on, and this stone even giggles. There's a reason why I picked this stone out for my son, because it is really innocent. It has a really innocent energy to it. It's interesting because every stone has its own unique vibration, and you don't always, it's like you get these ideas in your head and you go pick out a stone, but you don't always know why you picked that one, when all along you always knew why. Like, I always knew why I got this, but I also didn't really think, I didn't really think about it all that much, you know what I mean? I didn't actually journey into this piece. I'm doing it now for the first time and learning these things. And so I really was aligned with the vibration correctly. So there's something about water and a purification. Even what is one single perfectly green plant growing out of the ground next to this beautiful crystal clear brook. I mean, it's like a fantasy. If only our water could be that clean all the time, everywhere across our globe, you know? It's gorgeous. It's so surreal. I'm so thirsty for this water. It's so perfect. So she's saying, drink the water then. And I say, okay, I will. So I am. The temperature is just right. It's cool. And it's not too cold. It's not going to hurt my teeth or anything. And it's funny because I got my washer going back there. And so it's like adding to the water effect. It's like perfect little background noise. You know what? I'm going to actually put that. I'm going to just. I don't want to be distracting. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. I just paused it. I didn't want it to be. I don't know if you can hear that back there. I can hear it, but. I just didn't want that to be distracting, so I didn't notice it until I started drinking the water. It's like, I like this. Oh, my washer. Okay, so let me go back into this, because I gotta drink more of this water. It's really refreshing. And so I'm just enjoying it. The water's really cool, and it's not even bothering my skin. It's sort of like kids in the pool, you know, or kids in a slippy slide, and they're not really bothered by the cold water. In fact, it makes them laugh even more because it shocks you, you know, and then it just makes it more just silly. And there's something about this water, it just makes me want to jump in it and just be silly in it, like play in the water like a child would. There's something really joyful about that. There's another angel coming down. There's this bright yellow sun here, but it's not hot like that. It's the perfect temperature. Everything is perfect about this experience. There's nothing at all that is imperfect about this experience. There's an angel here that's on the scene that's different than the one I saw in the room. This angel has even got like what is light that is in a circle behind the head. It almost looks like Mother Mary style statue, but with angel wings. It's really warm and welcoming, motherly sort of angelic energy. It's really warm, motherly, nurturing energy. I'm just feel really comforted by it. Like a child would feel really comforted by this. They're saying that is what this provides my son. So now we understand. I've given him lots of crystals to help, and I use a lot of energy so I do purification of my own apartment space and my kids' rooms and their beds and everything, just to raise the vibration. And then I also do journey work into them so I can keep their little heads in happy places, you know what I mean? So this is really, this means a lot to me to discover this wisdom. So I'm inspired to do something with this. I'm handing this rod over to the angel in order to purify this piece even more, because it's been sort of losing its ring and tone that I really like. When I touch them, if I feel still like I'm vibrating, like then I know it's good. If it's just kind of not there, you know, I just need to charge it or amp up the energy. She's asking me, how do you want to create a vibration in this? And I say, I want to purify it with your energy to the angel. So she's really honored to take it, and she's sort of allowing it to be a part of her heart and soul, sort of her expression. And so it's become inside of her expression. And so she's glowing and then allowing it to retune itself to her energy. So she's filling it with her light. Everything is really, and there's quite a lot of, it's been really absorbing a lot of old negative energy. So I can see it's actually releasing smoke out of it as it's just evaporating. It's coming out of this rod piece. a lot of old energy is. She's talking about the use of crystals in order to absorb negative energy. Eventually, they do absorb enough negative energy that it's good to allow them to find a purification. Even in the sunlight is very helpful. You can bury them in the earth. You got to remember where you bury those things. I mean, it could get dirty that way or whatever. Obviously, you can connect with somebody like me, and then I can work with spirit in order to charge it. There's other tools you can use, like Reiki. You can actually, I've got Reiki attunement videos, so I'll just, at the beginning, I'm just going to put a bunch of videos, so that way you can find it. But if you want to be attuned to Usui Reiki, it's free. I've got a free attunement video, and then I've got really affordable manuals at my website. And so you can use, Usui Reiki is great for charging crystals, and you can do it all by yourself. It's kind of fun to learn a little bit about them, though, too. So you're not just charging them, you're actually getting to learn about their personality and the reason for their being in your life. They're like little people, you know. They don't have eyeballs, they don't have vocal cords, but these things are alive. They're as alive as the air, and they're alive as the energy of love. You might not be able to see the energy of love, but you can feel the energy of love. Just like you can feel the spirit world, too. I love feeling the loving side of the spirit world. So even myself as an expression, like a crystal, doing journey healings and such, I too ingest a lot of negative energy, so I too have to get purified. So I have to enter spaces of light in order to do that, and use a lot of Reiki energy and stuff like that too. So as human beings, we can be like crystals that absorb a little too much negative energy, and then we need the light of all to come in and help us release all that, you know, gook out of there, energy gook, and then we can feel really positive and happy again. And crystals help us accomplish this as well. So you don't have to be a spiritual person like me. You can just get a crystal that feels right to you and then allow it to do the work on its own. So she's continuing to release the old, and then she's allowing this to be reborn in the light, she says. She's charging it with pure heavenly light, and it is glowing insanely bright. It's so bright that it's taken on a yellow hue. And sometimes I see this heavenly light in different shades of sort of white or silver or yellow, or it glows in different colors. And when it's really, really bright, it's like, you wouldn't want to look into that light in the physical. It would blind you. In the spiritual, it's like, wow, it's so bright. So it's just sitting in this insanely bright, this yellowy, this white light. It's so white, it's turning yellow. It's glowing. And this piece is actually acting like a dry sponge, and it's like sucking it all in there. So I'm watching it do this. It's coming alive. It's filling up with light. It's an infinite space filling up with light. This thing is interesting because it's showing me that it has, you can kind of, I don't know if you can see, but it's got some liney pieces in there. And it actually has fibers. It's like full of fibers of energy. It's interesting looking, like grass blades that are really pushed together really tight. And there's thousands and thousands of them. And they're like little light rods. It's really pretty. And so they're just filling up with this energy right now. It's really beautiful. So I'm just watching it. I'm just enjoying this. I'm allowing it to have time to really absorb all this light from heaven. They're telling me that the crystal is charged. And it's actually falling from heaven into this piece. There was like an alternate version of it that's been doing all this, experiencing, and now it just fell from heaven, like the spiritual version of it. It entered into this piece, and now this piece feels definitely different. I just wanna explore it now that that's happened. it's definitely feels really good right now. It's having a way of even making, I'm feeling it in my own body more than I have in a while. I've had this for several months now. So it's really beautiful, and it's showing me how it really wants to fill my heart with love that I'm holding this. There's nothing about these pieces that are negative, period. When they fill with negative energy, they start to get dull where you can't really feel that ringing sensation. But once it's released from there, they're so intensely loving. Crystals are so profoundly loving. And so this piece is really sharing a lot of loving energy with me right now, because that's what they want to do. They're like, I want to share my light with you. I want to fill you with my light. But they're also sort of sponges to pull out negative energy as well. So it's like, I don't want, you just got cleaned out. I don't want you to fill with anything. I want you to be like I just like you the way you are. I want to, but it wants to do healing work on me right now. It's so charged. It's quite interesting because this is a white piece, right? But it's filling me with red energy right now. It seems to know what to do. It's filling me with love energy. And I see love energy as really like a voluptuous red colors, like a really pretty red color, healthy red color. Makes you feel alive. To breathe it in, to feel it going into your body is really nice. They're wanting to show me that I'm really ingesting a lot of red energy from the gift that is coming through this piece. So it's showing me that it is full of infinite light and it's charged. It's like the battery's at 100%. We've got time here. We've got a lot of energy to give. That's what it's like. I was like, oh, I don't want your battery to be at 0 and I got to do this all over again. But he's sort of, it's sort of like, it's a she is really what it feels like. But I don't know. It's like she's nurturing and loving, like motherly. She's like, we're not going to 0 anytime soon. We've got several months before that happens, is kind of what it feels like. It's really beautiful. I'm just going to enjoy this for a little bit, because the energy is so genuine, so pure. I always recommend crystals. There's things I recommend, and crystals is definitely one of them. Plant tinctures is another one. Anything that helps you connect with Mother Earth and then allows you to feel the gifts of the earth through crystals and through plant medicines and stuff like that. Just through the simple act of smelling just delicious flowers, you know, or literally going to an apple orchard and picking a fresh apple off of a tree and eating it. There's something really special in that experience, because we don't exactly have that anymore, you know. It's like that's kind of a part of our history, that you could just go pick an apple off a tree and eat it, and then that was a good thing. But now you just go to Walmart and get a bag full of apples, and there you just buy them, and there you're done. So the simple interactions with the earth just aren't really there like they used to be, and so I'm really a supporter of bringing back that experience, you know. Of just simple acts of connecting with nature and actually appreciating the bumblebees and the butterflies and the French flies, the stinky poopy flies. I always call them French flies because it's funny. It's like French fries, but they're flies. I like France, by the way, and I love French people. I've always wanted to live in France. So I always have to throw in there because I don't want anybody to be offended or anything. But you have to appreciate all the bugs, even the cockroaches, even everything, you know. And I don't like ants crawling on my leg. I don't. When I'm sitting in the grass, I can't stand it. But, you know, it is what it is. Interacting with Mother Earth and then just loving the experience. It's okay to get the mosquito every now and then. I just think I'm going too far now, because I don't like mosquitoes either. This thing is putting me into La La Land. I'm going into weird La La Land right now. I can't even keep up with it. It's filling me with too much happy energy. So I'm just really, it's just really warm. It's just been really warming me up and charging me. It's really weird. I'm gonna be kind of kooky and nutty today, from this experience. Um, it's really refreshing. It's showing me that the energy it releases is much like that crystal clear brook that I saw with the crystal clear water. So it is really showcasing that as the type of energy that it releases in order to help you feel better, right? I didn't even know that I didn't feel good. It's funny how that happened. Um, all right, I could just sit here and just babble on about this. I better call this a video. So, selenite wand, okay? And now when you go to the crystal store, clearly, if you have some sort of intention in the back of your mind, that's what you're going to be attracted to, whether you realize it exactly or not. If you go into a crystal store and maybe your heart's saying, I just want a crystal that makes me happy. It's gonna jump out at you. It hears you speaking, and then somehow your vibration and its vibration, you sort of interlock in there somehow, and then it happens. And it's really cool when you go in there and don't talk to anybody that works there. Just if they say hi to you, just ignore them. No, talk to them. But you actually follow your heart to discover what it is you're looking for. Don't say, I'm looking for a stone that. Actually say that to the stones themselves. Say that to the store. Say that to the air. Say that to the spirits that are in there that are helping everybody find what they're looking for. Say that to your heart and everything. And saying, I'm looking for a stone that... and then see what jumps out at you, and then feel confident that that is exactly what you need. It's kind of cool when you pick one out and then you take it home and then you go look up what its meaning later, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's kind of creepy because that was exactly what I was looking for. Like you just happened to know and you didn't even know, you know? That's the cool thing about it. I'm a real advocate for follow your heart with this. If you want to experience your psychic ability, follow your heart. That's what becoming psychic is following your heart, following your intuition, trusting, and developing those skills through just following your heart at every turn. You don't need somebody to tell you all the answers. You just look into your heart and find them for yourself. And that's the beautiful part about it. So... And then it's kind of neat too because you follow your heart and then you go and look up what the meaning is, and it's like, wow, I actually intuitively knew something about this. So okay, I'm gonna share this video. Thank you for watching, and if you have a crystal and you'd like me to take a look at it, just go to my website. I'm doing crystal journeys out there, so I can learn about your crystal. You just take a picture and send it to me. And then I can learn about your crystal, and then just through the picture, and then I can charge it with energy and make it really impressive for you. So okay, that's all for right now. Thank you for watching my video. I also do psychic readings and spiritual healing, so if you would like to experience any of that with me, I'm all for connecting. All right, so I wish you a wonderful day. Bye for now.